What's up, guys? I got a little bit of a surprise for you today. Something else I've been wanting here. $99. You probably already know where I'm going with this, so let's get right to it. Show you what I got. I'll put it side by side a little bit with the Traxxas TRX 4M. So this is going to be the Redcat Ascent 18. So far, it's amazing. So let's dive right in. We're going to go ahead and kind of look at it a little bit here, and then we're going to get it out and see what it'll do. Alright, so we have a brand new Redcat Ascent 18. This guy is just like its bigger brother, Metal Gear Servo. This one comes with a 750 milliamp hour battery and charger, the one you plug into USB. Comes in these cool colors here. You got blue, you got gray, you got red. There we go, there's all of them on the side there. I can't remember which one I chose. I think I got the gray, I'm not sure. So let's get the guy out of the box here, and we'll start going over a couple things here. By the end of this video, we're going to take it out for its first little drive here and just see how good or bad it does. I'm really impressed with its big brother, so I'm kind of interested to see how this one does. Now this one here, just like its big brother, it has a lot of the same features. You have bearings throughout. You have what they're calling high clearance portal axles, but I mean, they're just portal axles. So let me get out of the box here and we'll check it out. Alright, there she is. I will say one thing. Getting it out of the box was a little difficult. This insert here that holds the remote and stuff in there is pretty tight. But that's neither here nor there. So you got your typical 4-channel Redcat transmitter that they use right now for all their little trucks. Got your typical, you know, buttons. You got a bind button in there, steering trim, throttle trim, blah blah blah, all that crap. Not going over that. It's just your standard thing. It's a little bit harder to get to if you're one-handed driving than the other one, so I'll probably have to use one of my thumb steers I got up there on the shelf if I want to drive this one one-handed. So set that one to the side here for now. As you can see, there's the truck. I got the gray like I thought I did, and it's just absolutely beautiful, guys. I love that color. I mean, the truck looks really cool to begin with. I personally like the white rims. I know I'll probably change those out eventually if the tires suck. Can't do much about that. It did come with a bag, you know, obviously instructions and stuff like that. Here's your charger inside there. It's just a LiPo charger that plugs into USB. You got a couple extra pieces in there. It looks like body mounting stuff. Couple little posts and stuff like that. Pretty sure it's body mount stuff. Then you got stickers in there, and that's pretty much about it. Your typical flavor, guys. Now, check this out. If you haven't seen these, this is super cool. This is one thing I really like. So, body's on there pretty good, right? It's got a clipless system. What you do is down here, turn that to where it looks like that, right? Flip it over, the back flips up, and see how the front there is on that little hinge? You just push it forward. Bam. I mean, that's super cool design. It's unique because nobody else has that, so that's really cool. I like how they did that, especially on the bigger brother. It's very similar to that as well. I think it does have a couple clips. I can't remember on that one, but regardless, two cool body clip systems. I really enjoy that. Now, it looks like the shocks have oil in them. I have no idea if they're going to be good or bad or whatever. It seems kind of stiff, but it doesn't seem bad. I mean, the rear, seems a little bit looser than the front. I mean, you know, out of the box right now, so we'll have to do some stuff to it, I'm sure, eventually. But yeah, this is super cool. Here's your battery, 750 milliamp hour. You got a 2-in-1 Redcat receiver ESC. I don't know what the turn is on the motor. I cannot remember what, because I read up on this before I got it. So I think it's like a 80 something or 90 turn or something. But anyway, you got portals, as you can see there. I don't know if they're metal gears or not, but it gives you, pretty decent clearance. That's one thing I'm kind of interested to check out. And if you look at the truck itself, look at the bumpers and things like that, it's pretty much even with the wheels, which is what you want to see, because a lot of times people take off the bumpers and stuff like that. They catch on things, whatever. So we'll just kind of have to see how that does. Skid plate, I still love this design. This one's a little more rounded. Kind of makes it easier to get over rocks and things like that. So that's pretty cool to see. Just like on a lot of rigs here, you got, I think these are all plastic. Yeah, these are all plastic links, plastic drive line. I'm sure it has plastic gears in the, I don't know if it has plastic gears in there or not in the transmission. I can't remember. Let's see if the box says anything. Okay, the box doesn't say anything on it about gears or anything. It just talks about the middle servo gear, because there's a problem with those in the past with a lot of rigs, not just Redcat. So I think that's why they wanted to showcase that. But anyway, if you look at this thing here, the battery's mounted kind of like mid-forward along with the ESC, so the weight balance should be a whole lot better than, say, your typical SX24 or even the Atlas. I had to do a little bit of work on that one too, but that one was pretty close to the way I wanted it. The only thing I do not like is it has this JST connection on these batteries. I'm not a fan of those. I'm really not, but I do have some batteries like that, so it won't be a problem to put a battery in here. I'll probably even leave that on there just in case I don't like the truck. I can always get rid of it, and leave it stock or whatever, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be disappointed. So let me put this next to the Traxxas TRX4M, and we'll do a little bit of a size comparison. Alright guys, so here we go. We have the Redcat Ascent 18 and then a Traxxas TRX4M. As you can see, they're pretty close as far as like the scale and stuff like that. And I kind of just got it bunched up there on the stand, so it looks a little funky, but trust me, they're very similar. But let me show you this. So if you stand up, you can see the front, how the bumper, this one's longer on the TRX4M, and the rear by quite a bit actually. Now that's neither here nor there. If you like the truck, you like the truck, whatever. I personally like this one. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with it, so I'm not at all bothered by that. Alright, so I went ahead and set up another stand here so we can take a really good look at this. This is the Redcat over here. This is the Traxxas. Two very different platforms, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You got two different things working here, and it's not like one's going to be better than the other. One of them might be better for trailing. One of them might be better for, like crawling on the rocks or something. You just never know. So let's just take a look at the differences here. So this one has the servo on chassis, or actually it's on the axle too, but if you look at the way that it's mounted there, it goes up through the chassis. Different design. Does that mean that it's bad? No. I think it actually works really well with the way that this chassis is set up and the way it's designed. The Traxxas has a, what is it, 87 turn, so there again, pretty comparable to what the Redcat has. I'm going to look up that motor here so I can get you the exact specs, because I can't remember and it's kind of bothering me. The battery that comes with this one here, again, 750 milliamp hour battery, pretty similar to the other one there, exactly the same. Everybody's got their own proprietary type connections and stuff, which is a little annoying for both of them. I mean, I wish there was like a standard like there is in the bigger cars, the 110 and stuff, which even then you have a bunch of Deans and IC5, IC3, there's all kinds of different connections. They really need to just like make a standard for this size battery. This is the connection we're going to use, period. It's just annoying because then you got to cut, chop, buy connectors, and I mean, I got tons of like ends there to charge shit, and it's really annoying. Anyway, back to the trucks here. So again, 2-in-1 ESC and receiver, same here. But look at the setup. Okay, so the ESC is on the back here. ESC is on the back here. The motor is kind of mounted on the frame, which is like an LCG type frame. Same thing here, but instead of it being mounted up a little bit, it's mounted lower. Now that actually keeps it down a little lower on this truck, but what hurts it is the length on here and the bumpers that stick out and all that stuff, you know, as far as like trying to get up a steep incline. I have no idea how this one's done yet. I haven't taken it out for its first drive. Motors mounted very similar in place. Okay, and like I said, the servo on this one here, let me show you where the servo is at on the Redcat. It's very similar, but it's mounted a little lower. And again, it doesn't really have a problem with the chassis, the way that this chassis is built. Guys, this is really just a design thing, like how this one was designed to work and this one was designed to work. For the actual features and which one works better, you're going to have to make up your own mind. Personally, I've already drove this. I really love it. Is it as good as that guy up here? No. Is it as good as the FMS? No. But it can be. Everything's going to have something that you want to change and do and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of things on this truck that I really enjoy. And let me show you one of them right here. Just the easiest thing. Bam. That's your body. That is just super cool. Great clipless system. I love the way that they designed that. It works out great for this truck. Now, is it going to work out great for every truck? No. This truck, this design, Traxxas, you nailed it. Again, Redcat, same thing. For their design, I gotta love it. Here's their design. So you put the clip on. You gotta put your wires and stuff in there. Shove this all up in there. Should have done that before. And then down here, it might get a little finicky with making sure that you line that up. But you line up your little T in the hole. And again, you can even do this one-handed, which is what I'm doing right now. Bam. I mean, is it different? Yeah. Is it easier? Maybe putting this one on is easier because it just clips on. And this one takes a little bit more fiddling with it. But taking it off is so much easier. I can do this one one-handed. You basically just come under here, undo this guy here. Boom. Bada bing, right? This guy here, take this clip loose in the front, underneath. This one loose. So it's a little more finicky to get off. But, I mean, again, that's not really nothing to hurt the truck. It's just a difference between the two. But we're going to get into this one here, so let's get it out for its first drive, see what it'll do, see what problems I think it has, and we'll kind of go from there. Alright, so here's where we're going to give it its first drive. This is my 124 course that I made a while back. It's kind of busted up. I had to make some clearance in there to fit the 18. It's tight, but it will go. So I'm also one-handed driving here, and none of my one-handed thumb steers will fit for right now, so just gonna have to do the best I can here. So we're just kind of trying to see how it'll do. So I want to show you how tight it is getting up here, but it will actually go. I've test fitted it, so I know it'll fit. Alright, come over here to this other side, take a peek down there. Get that wheel on the other side of that. It is tight, yes. Kind of struggling with the controller a little bit here, guys. Now with this course, I've made it to where you're supposed to overhang it and kind of get your ass end turned around. The same as up there. Up there is a lot harder. Let's see if I can get this going here with this big guy. So you bring it up, drop a wheel over, you ease it back. See how the assing goes back a little bit? That should give you enough clearance, almost. With the 8 or the 24s, it usually gives you enough clearance. Okay. Then once you get that far, this is where the hard part comes in. So you gotta really try to hug all this stuff over here if you can. Because your whole idea is to get the ass around to where it can get over the bridge. Without falling, of course. You just gotta keep working it until you get it over. Run over just a little more if I can get it. Starting to come over a little bit now. Might be enough to go ahead and give this a shot. So we're going to start making our ascent. As you see, it's pretty tight. Again, this was made for a 24 scale truck, but I do believe this will make it. I won't like that though. I gotta get a little less jerky on the remote here. Bring them over just a little bit. Once you get them squared up, it's okay. Like that. It should be smooth sailing from here. And you get them down, and the same thing applies over here. You gotta work them around. So bring it over, like so. Try to get as much steering on it as we can. Get him to kind of put the ass over just a little bit. Drop this wheel off. Well, don't quite have to, I guess. And once you get this far, you really got to back up and get the ass over just a little bit more, because otherwise it will fall into that hole that I got created down here. You got a hole created right there, and it's on purpose to kind of make it a little more challenging. And on a 24 scale truck, this is a quite challenging course for it, especially the stock ones. Now you get into all the mods and stuff like that, and they're not so bad. See how the tire is right on the edge there? So basically we're going to try to go into that tunnel right there. So that's going to be a trick. Get over here a little bit where we can see better. Try to get it down. Just got to keep working the front over and the ass over. Alright, so we got somewhat of a position there. So I need to be over here to where I can see. I know it's harder for you to see, but I gotta be over here to where I can kind of see what it's doing. And then once you get them nosed up in there, just kind of keep wiggling them around, because like I said, it is tight. It's made for a 124. Come over here, and you can see where he's about to exit. Bada bing. So I don't really have anything to test the side hill on it right now, at least on the indoor course. My plan is to actually get this outside at some point. But until then, yeah, I mean, it did a good job on this right here. I've taken the FMS on there before I changed out the electronics, and I couldn't get him up the hill. So that's definitely a plus. I mean, the articulation and stuff seems to be pretty good for an 18th. It does rub the body a little bit. The tires, we'll see after they break in if they're really going to be good or not. These type of tires, they look great. They got plenty of knobs and stuff on them there. So it might be a good tire, it might not. I'm just going to kind of have to see when they break in. A lot of these tires, after you get them scrubbed in or whatever, that's when you really start noticing the grip and everything on them. So we'll give that a shot for a while. Worst case scenario, we change out tires like I'm having to do with the TRX 4M. But yeah, this turned out pretty good. So what do you guys think? Overall, I'm pretty happy with the performance. Like I said, indoor course made for 124. But yeah, it did a decent job, and I'm looking forward to getting this to like a creek or something where I can really kind of test it out. But stay tuned, guys. I do have that coming. Just got to find me a good place to get it in. So appreciate everybody watching, and what do you think of the Redcat? I'm kind of a fan. His big brother is awesome, and this one here seems to be just the same. So I'm pretty excited to start digging into it.